puracoracoven.podbean.com. Let's do a
Pura Cora
chant.
Coven.
Well, I am T, and you are
And B,
T and
in
B.
case you didn't know.
Well, now you know. So a little fun fact about us, what we're attempting to do, right, B, is start this podcast to create a womanhood,
Yes, ma'am.
right? A womanhood, positivity around magic.
Right. Bring, I guess, a light to brujeria instead of people thinking that it's really like, I guess, how they say is el diablo, but it's not necessarily that. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure there is like dark magic and people use it, but we're all about spreading positivity, love, empowering each other with magic, healing each other, and doing all that good stuff with it.
Awesome. A little background on you, Betty. Let's start with you. Well, for both of us, we're both down here in the Texas-Mexico border.
Yes, ma'am.
We're both Hispanic. We're in our early 30s.
Yes.
Okay, so let's put that out there. So, made in the 80s, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that way our listeners out there can kind of get a understanding of our background without giving too much information out. But tell me when you got into witchcraft, when you got into magic.
Okay, well, everybody knows what a curandera is, right? You go to them if you want to get healed, take the negative vibes out of you or whatever. I remember going with my mother when I was pretty small, maybe like 6 or 7, to get a barrida, how they say, with the pirul and all that stuff, And ever since then is when I got super into it. I've always been in tune with that stuff. I love nature. I love working with all that. I like the natural like healing aspect of it, I guess you could say. But ever since then, but I didn't really start practicing till maybe I was like late 20s. Like I felt more comfortable doing it. I went through like this, which is something I want to talk about too, which is like mental health, which is a big deal. So I went through this tough time and I started reading books in like Wiccan books, pagan books, things that were into like witchcraft to see how I can naturally heal myself in that way. Because I was on a couple medications and I didn't like the way it was making me feel. I stopped and then I feel like I went through like a higher self type of deal where I started learning more about myself and being more comfortable with it. So ever since then was when I got a little bit like more like, okay, I need to do more of this. It was really positive for me. I wanted it to be more positive for everybody else in my family. Like I grew up religious Catholic family, but I wanted to do something more. I know there was like a higher purpose to why I was feeling the way I was feeling, and that's why I started leaning more towards that. It felt more comfortable for me, more natural for me. And now I'm like way more into it, and I'm finding friends that like it too. Miss T,
Yes.
right here.
Misty.
Yeah, so yeah, that's when I first started really getting into it, and I want to get way more into it and let people know that it's okay to practice. It's nothing bad. It brings a lot of positivity into your life, and you can get whatever you want.
You can.
You can, as long as you believe in it. You're good. You're set.
I love that. I love all of that. I think I was in middle school when I started like getting into it, and I think like in middle school, let's say that was like the late 90s.
Yes.
So, I had like a old school computer and I had a printer and I had to be very careful when I would print my spells.
Yeah.
And I remember in a middle school, and I think it was 7th or 8th grade, I printed a whole bunch of magic spells and I made my own little book of shadows. And I had to hide it in my closet. And I am a closet bruja because growing up the way our culture is, the Hispanic culture, the
Right.
Latina culture, my mom is Mexican. So she's like, yo no quiero nada de eso en mi casa.
Yeah.
Saca ese diablo, blah, 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 blah.
Automatically think
Yeah.
the negative vibes are going to come
Oh,
into your
yeah.
life.
Yeah. And my mom, like, she's just very stubborn, hard-headed. So
Right.
I still have to like hide when I do my little rituals, my candles, my incense, herb magic,
Right.
kitchen,
Oh,
or
I love
kitchen
herb
witch.
magic, kitchen
Yeah,
witch,
kitchen
yes.
witch. There's so much stuff that I want to, like I want to touch every single base
Right.
of magic,
That's what we're going to do.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
a little too
it's-
excited for all
Me
this.
too.
I'm a
It's
little
a lot to talk about.
yeah, and Okay, so back to my story, right? So growing up, in middle school, printing out this book, and my mom did find it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she did. Like,
What'd she
she
do?
just threw everything away. She threw away all my black clothes. I worked at at Hot Topic in high school,
Oh
and
wow.
she threw
The
away.
dream.
Yeah, I know, right?
The dream for us emo
I know, right? Hot
kids.
Topic sponsor us.
Yeah.
We'll give away some gift cards. Yeah, it's really difficult because my mom also would do the egg on me.
Yeah.
So it's like it's part of our culture, but I also identify as Catholic too, right?
Right.
So a lot of my inner, self spell work, solitary witch, right, as I am right now, um, before a coven, right?
Right.
I do a lot of this stuff in private, but I do a lot on my own, and my energy and my
Yeah.
spell work, it does work. So, in this aspect, we're creating a podcast, and it's bringing back all these memories of like, oh my God, like if you would have told me in middle school, like, oh, you're gonna do a podcast one day, on magic and being a bruja, because now we're entering 2019,
Right.
and it's become more common. You have all these shows. Like I remember watching Charmed,
Yeah, me
the
too.
original
The Craft
Charmed.
is my favorite movie.
Yes, growing up with all of that, and then coming back at home and having my mom like, no, don't be watching that. That's very like
Right,
bad
yeah.
stuff. Whatever you watch,
Kind of
so I come back
discouraging
to
it a little
yeah.
bit.
So yeah, like I want to educate people too, and this is not like a bad thing. It's good. Good can come out of it too. It's just not black magic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like how you say you're a closeted bruja. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in our culture are. There's a few that are very open about it. And that's kind of what we want to do. And then be able to say it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to be open about it. Like, who cares what anybody thinks?
Yeah.
Because you're not doing it to do any harm towards anybody. You're doing it to do a positive, like, I guess, shift in your life or in your friend's life if you have a coven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah, it works better in numbers.
it does.
As we're trying to find out
Yeah.
here. But yeah, like it's always like to me it's always been a positive thing. It helped me heal myself, helped a lot with my mental like I guess illnesses or whatever.
For me, it's like different. I find myself every day, looking for something or
Yeah.
doing signs or like lighting a candle today.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
this is why I'm lighting this candle for this specific reason, for prosperity and wealth and growth and
Not black magic.
yeah, not black at all. My heart's not black, but the reason why, I mean, Pura Cora Coven. Pura means pure. Cora is a short, I guess, slang you could say for corazon.
Yes.
So pura cora, which is, pure love, pure love. Like we come out of a place out of goodness, out of love. We're not getting,
Right.
this is definitely not going to be one of those podcasts where it's like everyone chatting with me and we're going to curse this person.
Yeah, and we're
Well,
gonna
that's what
talk
we
to
say.
Satan and shit. Like, hey, we don't do that.
Yeah, that's going to be on episode 666.
For sure. Special guest, Lucifer himself. No, guys, it's like how we say we don't curse people, we bless everybody around.
yes,
That's what we
I
say.
love that. I
That
love
is
that.
our motto here, okay? But yeah, like I mean, that's what we want to talk about. It's a good positive thing here.
It is
So,
here, and also like we're women, and we want to create this whole, I guess
like
the
safety.
yeah,
Yeah.
safety in numbers.
Yes, that's for sure.
Safety in numbers, and there's a lot of different issues that like it's not
Yeah.
just it's just
It's like the words like taboo, I guess you
yeah,
could say,
saying
right?
saying
Yeah.
bruja, like
It's like everyone's like, oh shit, like don't talk about that.
oh, ay Dios
Es
mío,
el diablo.
sí, ay no, yo no quiero eso en mi
way.
casa,
Now, there's like the next question I guess I want to ask you is what type of bruja do you I guess identify as yourself with?
I think I guess growing up since middle school till probably recently, I would say solitary witch. I remember getting together with a friend of mine, and I still talk to her, but she doesn't live here. Or not, she'd be with us.
Yes, of course,
She
she'd be
would.
here.
Yeah, we would just, mess around with the spells and, kind of like get into it. But it was a little scary to kind of be like that young and know that stuff's real.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Like, it is real.
Especially in our culture, all that stuff.
That, like, yeah,
we love superstition around here,
Yeah,
and
we-
some stuff is real, like it is.
Yeah.
Like it happens in your everyday life.
Yeah,
so.
and ghosts you know what I mean? We identify as brujas, but other people can identify. I mean, I know people identify more to werewolf tendencies,
Right.
right? They more vampire tendencies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I identify with witch.
Yeah.
You know, and even I would have to say, like, my family members in my house. There's some certain ones that know that that I am, you know, but I have to tell them, like, don't tell anybody,
Right.
you know,
Right.
please.
Till you're comfortable.
Yeah, until I'm out of the house,
Where they can't get to me.
where they can reach me. Yeah, exactly. But I really hope that we have a, I guess what are the word,
Like
like
positive impact.
yeah, a positive impact on a lot of these women, because it's not just going to be touching covering just magic. I want it to cover. I want us to touch base with what's going on the border too.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
because we live right smack dam on the border.
Just a few blocks away.
Yeah, like our backyard.
We skip together to the border.
Yeah.
That's how close it is.
And Mexico, you know, Santeria. You know what I mean? Well, I guess our culture, right? The Latino culture, we worship. What is it? The Santa Muerte.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So those are also bases that I do want to cover on more of like an educational or informational aspect. For those people that just don't know, that we need to tell you, you know, well,
Right.
we're gonna have a little fun with this, you know.
Yeah. And there's always going to be a positive aspect to everything what we do, because that's our main goal, is to be like a light to that darkness that people think magic is. You know what I mean? So, okay, guys, this is our daily tarot reading. I have a book here, and I asked T to tell me when to stop, and this is what it came. It's the Eight of Pentacles, meaning craftsmanship and skill. What a coincidence, don't you think? It says, the spider is a true master of her craft. She weaves against all odds with skill, intricacy, and confidence. The Eight of Pentacles requires a similar approach. Hone your skill. You are close to finding mastery at your craft, so strive for it. Pay attention to all the details. In some cases, this card means you need to find a new hobby, something you truly enjoy, start a project, become good at it. Hashtag Pura Cora Coven.
And you're in a relationship.
I am.
You're not.
I am. He knows.
He knows. Okay.
He knows, but I don't think, honestly, like, I'm very open about it. Like, my family, like, they're like, I'm super into that. Like, also the aesthetic of it. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
I
Like, I
love
think
it.
it's beautiful. But I don't think they know how deep into it that I am. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they know, like, oh, she doesn't practice. Oh, she doesn't, like, chant. She doesn't do any of that. And I do. Like, I want them to know that I do. And it's not going to change me as a person. I'm still the same Betty. I'm still me. Yeah, so, and I've liked it for a really long time. Like, my sister's probably, she's my best friend. She's the only one that knows exactly how, like, deep into it that I am. And I mean, as far as I know, my mother, my boyfriend, my sister are, know that I really like it. They don't judge me for it, which is what I want. And I'm sure Miss T wants that, for people not to get judged for doing
Yeah.
what they love to do. Like,
Yeah.
I think this is, like, helpful. It helped me a lot personally, so I think that's something we want to put out there as well.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. We live in a small border town, I guess, where a lot of people our age and you know, the rock scene, the music scene, we all know each other.
Exactly. Yes.
So like I am a closet witch, but I feel like a lot of people like already kind of know that
They
about.
have a hint.
They
of
have a
it.
hint.
Right.
You know, people that grew up like a little background on me. T is that I used to do radio. Right,
Yes.
for many years.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, many years since
I
2000.
listened to you while I was at work, girl.
and since 2004,
Yeah.
right? So I've been wanting to do something like this because when I was on the radio, I only could talk about certain things, or they would like limit my you know
Time.
my time. Yeah, like you have a 30-second break, 60-second break, 2 minutes. You have to play the song, play the commercials, play the spot sets. Make sure you play the legal ID at the top of the hour, you know, and all the technicality with it that comes with it. So like people that are listening to the podcast, like I know what I'm doing, guys. I have my bachelor's.
She's our expert pro
Yeah,
over here.
I have my bachelor's in communication. So if you know that doesn't say, hey, you know, all the cards are aligned.
Exactly.
You know, like all the ducks are coming into a row. But what I wanted to ask you, there are different methods of magic, right? You got tea, reading tea leaves, which is I know we've mentioned that before that you want to cover. There's tarot cards, which is what I do too. Ruins, which is something that I want to get more into because
Right.
I've been looking. I'm a DIY person, so
Yes,
also
same.
I like you. Our listeners, whatever crafts we do, whatever spells we do, and that work, we'll test them out. We will
Right.
share them
Right. Yeah.
with the listeners, like it could be, get him to call you, or
Yeah.
go.
Like a glamour spell, which we have been talking about
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah. Like
And
those
it's
glamours are the.
and it is so weird because when you get with someone that has that magic and accepts that magic and is not pushing down that
Right.
magic and like no, because we all have a little bit of magic inside.
Oh yeah, that's
all of
for
us,
sure. Yeah.
even kids, children.
They're like the best. I think they're the more pure at heart, so they know.
Yeah.
Like they.
Yeah.
They'll magic work like 100% with them.
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
and they're yeah, exactly. That's why we call ourselves pure love because it's all coming out, and we're gonna get everything. I'm just so excited for everything to come because I can
Yes.
see it.
Right.
There's
Like, I can
premonition.
feel,
It's
like-
it's exciting.
Yeah.
You feel it in the air. You can feel the vibrations because vibrations don't lie,
Exactly.
and we know that, right?
Yes.
But okay, back to I read tarot cards. I want to get more into the ruins. I want to do more like a DIY
Right,
type of
yeah.
thing. So that'll be up in our blog coming,
Yes.
which B and I will be,
We're gonna be
exchanging.
on social medias like crazy, so look out for us. That's for sure.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So if y'all have any questions, we do have an email, Pura Cora Coven at gmail.com. So that is spelled PuraCoraCoven at gmail.com. That's Pura Cora Coven at gmail.com. You found our podcast. Don't forget to follow us also on Instagram at Pura Cora Coven on Instagram. Let me say that one more time. On Instagram, make sure you follow us on Instagram at Pura Cora Coven on Instagram. You won't be able to miss it. We're starting out, and as far as our identities go, I want to keep them hidden for as long as we can. If you happen to figure out who we are, that's cool.
Pretty sure it won't be hard.
It won't, it won't be
Yeah.
that hard.
Yeah.
But I just want to stress out that it comes out of a good place in our hearts.
Right, for sure.
100%. Definitely. We mean nothing but love. I guess we should just wrap it up. I feel like I think we've been doing good, like for our first podcast introduction.
Yes.
And if any of y'all, want to reach out to us, we do have our link there on our Instagram. We will have the link there. I'm pretty sure that's how y'all found us.
We'll be putting up Facebook soon, YouTube, all that good stuff.
All that good
so
stuff.
We'll be linking to the podcast through all that stuff.
Yeah, it'll be good. We hope you join our coven.
Yes, please.
We really hope you join our coven. The more the merrier. The power of numbers.
Yes.
Let's manifest everything that we want to come for 2019.
That's for sure.
Don't forget,
sure.
was it the 12 grapes? Yeah.
And the red underwear for love, guys. For sure.
You know what? I've never actually worn red underwear.
I think I would wear them when I was small. Like, what the hell? Like 6 years old, like wearing red. Like, what the hell?
Like-
Thanks, mom. Thank you.
Okay. TMI, but we're all we're all grown ups
We
here.
adults.
We're adults, right? But the only times my underwear would get red was when I was on my period.
Yes, that is a for sure thing.
But as women, as brujas, there's so many things that I want to cover that we
Yeah.
have to deal with. So it's a little bit just more than magic, but it's everything and anything in between that you can
Yeah.
think of.
Right. We'll also be having guests, special guests, people that we know, people that we love. Maybe if you're like a closeted bruja and want to talk about stuff, message us. We might have you on here too to talk to us and share what you love to do, get it out there, and let I guess like escape, like you know what I mean. Take it
Let
out.
it all out. Let it all out.
Come be on our podcast.
Awesome. We're out. Brujas out.
Bye.